You've got to have real advertising out there. You've got to have real ways to reach new people. And if you're just doing organic marketing through Facebook and Instagram and blah, 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 you're only reaching the same 1,000, 2,000 people every day.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys. Super excited to chat with everyone today. Blake and Sherman here again, but we have a very special guest, Robert. A lot of you guys know him. Loud guy, big personality, the owner of All Fit Orlando, but just opened up a new gym too. So we're going to talk about that as well. So excited to talk today, Rob. Thanks for coming on and giving us a little time.
Hey guys, how's it going? Great to be here as always. Appreciate you having me.
Good, man. Good. So, one of the big reasons we want to have you on here is because we like to know about gym owners in the community, folks are doing well, some things they've done. So sort of give us a little backstory on All Fit Orlando and then sort of segue to when we met and started working together.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, a majority of our gym owners, right? Like my background is as a personal trainer. I started, 15 years ago at 24-hour fitness as a membership counselor, did all that stuff, did small box gyms, big box gyms, rented space, did training, did this, did boot camps, all that other stuff. And then about 7 years ago, I was like, okay, it's time for me to open up my own place, right? And like most gym owners, open up my own place, did it literally across the street from the last guy I wanted to stick it to, and competed on price because that's what everybody does, right? Hey, I'm gonna take all those clients and I'm gonna compete on price, right? And so, like most people, the thought in my mind was, if I could just get to this many members, I'll be great, right? And so, fast forward about 4 or 5 years, and we're 5 years into it, and we slowly and steadily grew. And, I was paying myself out of my personal training revenue. But then as I started to grow, I started to take on new coaches and started to pay them. And then I stopped paying myself. And as we grew incrementally, so did my payroll and my expenses. And I started to realize that maybe I was wrong in thinking that if I just hit this certain number of members, that I would make the money that I needed to be successful as a gym owner. And don't get me wrong, like we all go into this business because we want to help people. And that's always the reason why I went into this business, because I love helping people. But we also have to help ourselves as well, right? We can't help people at the detriment of going broke and bankrupt. So a couple of years ago, I was sitting there and my wife, bless her heart, she's always the voice of reason, who comes to me and she says, look, I love you. You're great at what you do. You've got a great community, right? Everybody's got a great community, right? You got a great community. Everybody, right? What's great about your gym? I got a great community, right? Everybody's got a great, right? Yeah, I got a great community. We've grown. We got some great coaches. We love it. It's so much fun. And she's like, you're not really making any money, bro. And she's like, and as much as I love you and I love this journey for you, she's like, I really need you to figure this out, because either you gotta make this work or you've got to find something else to do. And that was kind of like my aha moment, man. Like, it's tough when you realize, like, hey, I'm growing a business and you think you're successful and the numbers show you that you're successful, but you realize that what you're taking home doesn't make you actually successful. And you really had to kind of think through this thing. So I looked in the mirror. I realized that, look, there's more that I can do here. I realized that all I was selling was group fitness. There was much more that we could do here. It was just one piece of the puzzle, but I wasn't doing all that I could do to be successful. So I went to my wife and I said, look, here's the deal. Give me 1 year, okay? I hear what you're saying. I want 1 year. But before I said that to her, I said, hey, look, I'm just going to let you know, I'm going to push all in, because for me, if I'm going to go for broke, I'm going to push all my chips into the table, because at least if I walk away, I know that I put it all out there. And so she said, look, I trust you. Do what it is that you think that you have to do. And so from that day forward, I set out on a mission to change my gym and turn it into a true house of wellness, and also create a model that would be profitable for the people that work there, that would be transformable for the people who work out there, and would make me and the business grow and profitable as well. So I realized the numbers model doesn't work. You can only put so many people in your gym at a certain price. You need to create more streams of revenue, more opportunities, and increase the opportunities that people can engage and be successful within your business, right? But I also realized that at the same time, I wasn't getting enough people to come in the door to actually sell those services to. So it was a twofold approach for me. One, bring in more products and services, create an offer for people that gets them involved in all the things they need to be successful. And that's nutrition, fitness, and accountability and support. And then find a way to get more people to come in so that I could in turn get them into those packages, right? So it was almost a simultaneous thing, right? Creating a done-for-you nutrition program, creating new systems and processes for trainers and nutrition coaches, and a new front end offer that would essentially make it really easy for people to be successful, right? I realized, of course, that people, when they come to your gym, they come in because they think that fitness is the thing for them, right? Like, hey, I'm out of shape, I don't feel good, like, let's work out, right? What I realized all these years being in fitness is they do that because that's the easiest thing, right? It's so easy to just say, well, hey, I need to work out. But there's so much more to that equation, right? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Are you taking care of yourself? How's your stress? How's your consistency? How's your accountability? What have you tried in the past? And why didn't you succeed in that, right? So we put all of that into place. We packaged everything that people need to be successful, right? Nutrition, fitness, accountability, support. We put it into a 90-day program because it takes 90 days to make something happen, right? So here we are. You haven't been doing this. You need to get results. Come on in. Let me show you a path that's different from everything else that you've tried in the past, right? Because, what you tried, I went to LA Fitness. Oh, that didn't work. Well, I went to Orange Theory. Well, I did it for a few months, but that didn't work. What I'm hearing is that you didn't have a guided process that gave you all the things that you needed, and nobody was there to really hold you accountable. So why don't you try something different with us, and let us show you what it's like to put all of those things together from the beginning and go from day 1 to day 90 with actual success in a program that won't allow you to fail because we put in guidelines to help you throughout the way, right? So that was step 1. Step 2 was, hey, I need people to actually sell this too. If people don't know about my business, how are they going to come? Right? And every gym owner is like, oh man, my Facebook's great, and I do this and I do that, and people talk to me. Great, right? It's an echo chamber, man. You're posting on your Facebook to the same 200, 300 people that see you every day. They're not buying from you. They just like your stuff. Like, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, good for you, Rob. They don't care. They're not coming in to buy my stuff, right? They're supporting me because they're my friends, but it's the same 200, 300 people every day. And honestly, something that I've always known, and you guys know this too, when you use your Facebook as just every post is an ad for your gym, people get weary of it. They're like, dude, I'm tired of hearing about you post about your gym all the time. So I realized that, right? Yeah, they get tired of that. No, if every one of your Facebook posts is about your gym, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, people, again, that's, we're talking on a recent podcast, we're talking about the whole sales process, Rob, which, that's our thing. But if like people see through the fake stuff, so when you post on your page, whatever new thing someone has thought of, people see right through that, right? You got all your buddies comment on it. Give it to me. Like,
and a lot of them, people don't realize this. A lot of them just kind of create this little cult and just comment on everybody else's so that it looks like that they're selling something.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, hey, if you're only selling to your friends, there's something that was created well before that. It was called multi-level marketing. And that's literally what it ends up becoming, right? Like multi-level marketing succeeded because it's how many friends or suckers who you can invite to a secret dinner, and the next thing you know, you're selling them some kind of fitness products or some health products, or I'm gonna make you rich without actually having to work, right? It's literally the same thing, right? You don't need to sell it to your friends. Your friends are your friends. Don't sell it to your friends, right? What's important is for you to reach your community in a meaningful way, to get people who are interested in about changing their health and fitness, who are really looking for an intervention or a solution to their problems, right? And your friends are great, but here's the thing about your friends. Hey, I'm your friend. Is there a discount? Are you really going to charge me that much? Or my favorite is when your friend reaches out to you and says, hey, I've really, really wanted to start working out again. And you say, great. And they go, hey, could you write me a few workouts? And you say, yeah, it'll be $250. And they look at you and go, wait, you're going to charge me for that? I'm like, you think I do this for free? So again, why organic marketing? Organic marketing is great, right? But constantly posting on your Facebook, try to sell to your friends, in the long run will not get you where you want to go. I've always known, and I heard this phrase a long time ago, and I say it to everybody: a business without a sign is a sign of no business. And that resonates with me, man. And it still does to today, right? If you don't have a sign out in the public that displays your business, your practices, and what you're trying to accomplish and the problems that you solve for people, nobody's going to see you. Nobody's going to listen, and nobody's coming in the door. I know you think that your members are great and they're going to bring all these friends. Your members are great. They're not going to bring their friends because they don't want their friends sold. And sometimes they don't want their friends there because they don't want their classes to get full. So it's great to have bring a friend weeks, but you still need to have some sort of real advertising out in the world that will bring fresh leads into your business so that you can help them solve the problems that they're having.
Rob, to sort of talk about what you're talking about, I think, the whole sign thing, this isn't 2012 when no one knew what CrossFit was, or I guess 2010, 2008, whatever. When no one knew what CrossFit was, you sort of had to give a free class to let them sort of see what this cool thing is about and blah, blah, blah. But now, 2023, man, people know what's going on. So when you're running this marketing, like people already know, they sort of know vaguely what CrossFit is at a minimum. So you don't need to give them anything, right? And, I like to tell people, think about the company, like think about Nike, right? Everyone knows Nike. Everyone on the face of this planet knows Nike.
Sure.
Nike doesn't necessarily have to do any more advertising because everyone knows Nike. But Nike spends billions of dollars on advertising every single day, right? Every single year they're spending. And that's what I try to tell Jim when I talk to him. Hey, listen, this isn't a short-term thing where you need to say $1 in, $70 out. Right? Yes, you need to be profitable in your marketing. Your marketing needs to make you money. But if you're thinking about the long term of this, right? Like if you spend $1,000 a month on marketing and it gets you $1,000 back that first month, that's a good, because now you can rinse and repeat month.
It was free marketing, right? If you spent 1,000 and you made 1,000 back, it was free marketing, right? But that's just direct, right? So if you made 1,000 directly back, that doesn't mean, if that person is continuing month to month to month to month, the long-term return on investment is actually a lot bigger than that, right? And that's the thing that a lot of people don't really understand. But again, coming back to that, the original point, right? The business without a sign is a sign of no business. You've got to have real advertising out there. You've got to have real ways to reach new people. And if you're just doing organic marketing through Facebook and Instagram and blah, 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 you're only reaching the same 1,000, 2,000 people every day. So fast forward to meeting you guys, right? I meet you guys and like, hey, look, we will market for you the right ad copy that will get targeted to the right people you are looking for. And we will continue to run those ads for you. Plus, hey, you're a busy gym owner. You don't have time to respond to every single lead we bring you. We're also going to incorporate some meaningful workflows and automations that will help nurture these leads for you. Because again, when you cast a big net, right, you're going to pull up some fish that are ready to be cooked and cleaned, but you're going to pull up some little ones who aren't quite ready yet, right? So they need to be nurtured and continue to be nurtured. And there is no way as a gym owner And I'm sorry, gym owners, I love you all. There's no way that you have the time to long-termly nurture all your leads, reach out on a regular basis, make meaningful posts, in addition to running your gym, coaching your classes, training stuff, and all the other things that you're doing. So having these automations in place was really, really key. And you guys were like, look, I can do this for you. We can make this happen. We'll bring those people in. We bring those people in. It's on you to sell. And what did I say to you guys? I said, look, you give me the people to sell. I'll sell it. And you're like, yeah.
You did. You did.
You hear it all the time.
I was thinking, man, I've heard this before. I've heard this before. I was like, hey, but we're going to do it. So we went into relationship together. You bought it. You bought on All Fit Orlando. So sort of give us some numbers when you first started with us and then what it sort of turned into, Rob.
All right. So again, we should preface this that my results are not typical. While they are absolutely, they're definitely attainable. My results definitely are not typical, right? I kind of
they're almost typical if you actually follow the process, right?
For sure.
If you do what they say in a year's time, you might have these results, right?
For sure. And I think that it's really important to preface this with a couple of really key factors. Number one, I'm in my business every day, right? I'm not an absentee owner. I'm actually sitting in one of my businesses right now. Okay. So I'm in my business every day. My people see me. Number two, I sit in the seat, right? When I talk to gym owners, I'm like, who is sitting in the seat? So I sit in the seat. Everybody that comes into my business, they sit down with me. Okay. So I'm doing these no sweat intros because I take control of that process. Because I know, especially at that point, I knew that nobody was going to help me get from where I was to where I wanted to go better than myself. Okay. And that's really important because I know that a lot of people out there are like, if I just throw some money at this, maybe it'll get better. No, yes, but you have to actually do the work yourself, right? I've always come from the mindset of, look, let me sit in the seat, let me create this process, let me understand how it goes, and then let me create the process and pass it off to somebody else if I'm ready to step away from that. But in the meantime, if I need it done, I've got to get in there and do it myself. And that's where I was, guys. Let's go back to, I had 1 year to make this work, or I told my wife I was going to sell and find something else to do, right? So here we are. We're full saddle. I was at $19,500 in MRR, okay, before I started Lasso. $19,500. A lot of gym owners out there are like, yeah, I'm there. I've been there. You understand where that is. I call that, it's almost like it's a weird tipping point in the business. You're making enough money that you can call it a success, but you're not taking home enough money to call it a success. So you're kind of in this teeter point and you don't know what needs to happen next in order to get you to that next step. But I thought I had a pretty good plan, right? Let's bring in more products and more opportunities to sell people things that they really need. And let's get enough people in the door that I can get more people to increase my numbers and more people spending that money in my business. So we went ahead and pulled the trigger with Lasso. I was at 19.5. It was a stress for me. I held my breath. I'm like, okay. But in my mind, I knew what I was spending in ad spend. I needed to double that because for me, it wasn't enough just to break even. I knew that I needed to double that, and I was willing to put in the work to get there. So, in the first month, we went from $19,500, and we closed the end of our first month with Lasso at just a little over $55,000, and it was crazy. And I got to be honest with you guys, I honestly was not ready for that kind of growth. So that presented a whole nother set of issues for me over the next couple of months as I realized, hey, this is great, but in order for me to maintain this, I need to get more processes and systems in place. I need to hire more people and make sure that this process is really great, right? Because there's another thing that
Hold on, Rob, not to cut you off. I actually didn't know that. I thought it was over the course of like 3 or 4 months. So
no, that was the first month.
So the first month, you went from 20 to 55, basically.
Correct. In 1 month.
What do you think the biggest success? Why did you go from 20 to 55? Like, what would you, if you had to go back and say, like, these are the things that, like, obviously, I mean, what I'm alluding, you're a really good salesperson, right? Like that's the main reason that people don't succeed. So tell us a little bit about kind of like what that looked like, right? And you come from high ticket,
Yeah.
but yeah, what do obviously the ads were working, you were getting the leads, but what do you say, like from your point of view now, working with gyms, what are the things that you did differently that the gyms aren't doing now?
Yeah, it was really, it's one simple thing, guys, okay? And that was, I went from being a passive sales gym, right? Where like, hey, here, go try a free trial, or hey, yeah, give us a shot and see if you like it. Here's a link. If you'd like to sign up, do that. And really just focused on group fitness, to realizing that I had an opportunity to add, there are more people who need more personal interventions than just group fitness. And the people that come in, if I just send them to group fitness, I'm doing them a disservice. They'll come in for a month or two and then they'll quit. So I added, number one, more opportunities to sell personal training and semi-private training. I added nutrition. I combined those things. But most importantly, I went from being passive and doing free trials and this and everything to getting myself back into the seat and reminding myself how I got here in the first place. And how I got here in the first place was, I'm actually a success story myself. Back in the day, I was a four-sport athlete my whole life. I was in the military. I was a combat medic. Went to Iraq. Had an injury. Came back. Felt sorry for myself. Got fat. Really fat. Actually, I was 100 pounds overweight, and it was a struggle for me. But I lost that weight. And it was a long process for me because I didn't have the interventions that I offer people today, right? I started like everybody else. Let's do fitness, but didn't have the nutrition right. And then I got the nutrition going. And then there was like that accountability piece. And so once all of that stuff happened for me, I lost the weight. It was life-changing for me. It was life-changing. If I looked at my life from where it was when I was 100 pounds overweight to where it was when I lost that weight, it was a complete 180. So it was a process of getting back into touch with what that feeling was like for me, and then getting back into the seat and having those conversations with other people, right? Because here it is in a nutshell. Let's go back to what you said earlier, right? People know what CrossFit is, and they know that, but do they really? Right? They see it on TV. They see CrossFit games, and they're like, oh, that's not me, right? Your 40, 50-year-old who hasn't worked out in 15, 20 years, they see that, they might be intimidated. They might be scared. When you bring somebody into a CrossFit gym or any type of functional fitness gym, and they see racks and they see bars and they see kettlebells and these assault bikes, it's really intimidating, right? So I went from free intros and show and tells to having conversations with people. And those conversations were really based on what's going on with you. So instead of, hey, thanks for coming to my gym, let me show you why you should be here. Here's this equipment. Here's that equipment. I started this. Here's the background of our gym. Somebody told me the other day, I love to tell them the story of my gym. Yeah, I would love to tell you the story of my gym too, but you really don't give a crap about the story of my gym and how much I love my gym. All you care about is, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I know I need a change. Can you help me and support me in that process? It doesn't matter what equipment I have, the history of my gym, how great my community is. And so I reminded myself of those things, put myself back in the chair, and started having consultations with people where we talk about, hey man, what's been going on with you? What prompted you to come in today? No. I know you want to lose 10 pounds and tone up. What really prompted you to come in today? What's been going on with you, right? What have you been struggling with? What have you tried in the past? Getting an understanding of who that person is and what their life has been like and what brought them to me today. And if you can dig to that and connect with a person on a human level and really get to understand what the problem is, instead of selling them classes and a gym, I started offering solutions that were different than the things that they tried in the past. So, for instance,
Rob, you're giving them too much gold. Rob, you're giving them too much gold. Slow down. No, we can't. Because my mind is really blown. Because I just didn't know. So it went from 20 to 50 in 1 month. Do you remember around how many people you signed up that month? Do you remember?
I want to say it was just about 17 or 18, because Again, here's the deal, right? We're selling not just gym memberships at $150 to $225 a month. We're selling solutions that involve a combination of fitness, nutrition, and accountability and support.
Yeah. No. I love that. So here's the thing, because I know this episode is going to go crazy. People are going to be reaching out, finding you. That's all Fit Orlando. Ask Rob all the questions, ask us questions. But tell me this. If you could tell gym owners before we get out of here, 2 pieces of advice, what would you tell them if they really wanted to grow their gym, they were serious about putting in the work? What are 2 pieces of advice that you would give them? 2 pieces.
Yeah. So the number one is, of course, stop selling gym memberships and classes and start offering solutions to the problem. And that leads me to number 2, have human to human conversations with people that dig to the root of the problem. That's it. If you can do those 2 things, because at the end of the day, guys, sales is pain. If you can find what pain brought that person in today and offer the solution to it, they're going to not only join your gym, but they are going to join everything that you tell them to do, because you've established a relationship of trust and understanding based on you trying to help them with their problem, not trying to sell them gym memberships. That's it, man.
Yeah.
I think one thing you underplayed was your story about how you lost 100 pounds. It gives you the ability to emphasize from where they're starting at.
Correct.
Right? Where these people are coming in at. So I think one huge thing that like people listening to this is, if they have a similar story of a transformation, like, it doesn't disqualify you. It actually makes you more qualified to do sales, right? Like, everybody a lot of times think that like you got to be Rich Froning sitting behind the desk and 12-pack abs. And no, you can be like, look, dude, I'm you a year ago, right? But I know how to get you to where I am now, right?
Correct.
But you got to trust the process. Right. So I think a lot of people listening to this, if you do have this story, like if you're a games athlete, great, awesome. Right. But like, if you do have a story where you've transformed your own weight loss and had a huge story, use that. Like, that is a huge selling tool to say, hey, look, I'm going to tell you something. I was exactly where you're sitting. Here's a picture of me. This was me. And now here's me now. Right. Do you want to get to where I am? Like, you may not even have to show them the pricing sheet at that point. Right. Yes, I'm in. Right. So I think one big thing that people can take away listening to this is like, use your story, because people buy, like we say all the time, people buy off stories, right? They're not going to buy off of what your gym's about. They're going to buy off how you can solve their problem. And if you're a living testament to your own success of what you did, then you can help other people do the same thing.
That's it, man. 100%. Yeah. The only thing that you need to be a really good coach is to be on a journey yourself. If you're on a journey yourself, you're able to connect and relate to somebody else who's also on a journey. That's all you need, man.
No, I agree. So, Rob, thanks for coming on. You gave the folks more than they could handle. You gave me more than I could handle today. I didn't know you went from, I just didn't know that. I thought it was over a few months.
Rob, so a lot of people are going to be reaching out. Where can they, if they have questions for you, where can they reach out to?
They can email me, right? So shoot me an email, robert@lassoframework.com. Happy to answer your questions. You can find me on Facebook. Love talking to you guys. You also find me if you're in Push Press, I'm always in the Push Press group there on Facebook as well. So hit me up.
All right. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you tune in next time. But again, Rob, thank you. And we will chat with you guys soon. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.